Hey folks, it's Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Stallone Marathon, and this time it is The Expendables. I remember when I first heard about this film being so excited, and I saw this in the theater and had a great time in the theater. It was a very fun experience. I remember on my previous account, my my friend and I, my friend Efri and I talked about this film for in-depth podcast. It's not up anymore because it was on my old account. And we're like, man, it's the best movie ever. And what can they do for a franchise? And what all the people that could get into it. And yeah, I mean, watch the film again. Is it the best action film of all time? No. It probably wouldn't be. It wouldn't be in my top 10 favorite Stallone films because it's Cliffhanger, Rambo films, Over the Top, Cobra, Tango and Cash. But I still think this is a fun movie. It's an entertaining film. I still really enjoy it. And it's easily my favorite of the Expendables films. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's the only good Expendables film. And a lot of people like the second one, and some people like the third one. We agree, disagree. I love Van Damme and Mel Gibson in those sequels, and Harrison Ford. The movies themselves, I'll get to that. But this, aside from some nitpicks, one, the CG work, some of the blood. For example, at the end when Eric Roberts gets this knife through the back. And at one point, there's the compound in the finale, and you have some buildings falling down. There's some pretty dodgy CGI that I wish was just done practical. Just do that practical. Practical blood, practical squibs. Two, a little bit too much of shaky camera. A little bit too much of this with the camera. Three, of this group, I don't care about Randy Couture. I respect what he does in the UFC. I honestly do. It's just I don't think of him as an action star. I don't think of him as an actor. I don't think he has the presence of an action star. And I honestly don't think he belongs there. I think that's the spot that could have been Michael Jai White. I know Scott Adkins is in the sequel, but you could have had Scott Adkins. I would rather have him than Randy Couture in the first movie. Hell, Jeff Speakman, Mark DeCostos. I mean, Jeff Wincott. That's what. I mean, yeah, I do think Jeff Speakman would have been great. I would love to have Jeff Speakman in that role. Or again, Jeff Wincott, Mark DeCostos. People say, well, newer guys, Michael Jai White, Scott Adkins. I know I'm repeating myself, but like those are names that pop up to the top of my head. I'm sure you guys do think of other names too. Or hell, have Stone Cold Steve Austin be that and have Randy Couture be the bad guy. I would have been fine with that, having Stone Cold Steve Austin as part of the Expendables and the Randy Couture role. I think that would have been great. Or just don't have the character all together and just have a limited group of Expendables. Because I think that's the thing is, in all essence, you only needed 4 Expendables. You only needed Stallone, Statham, Jet Li, and Dolph Lundgren. I like Terry Crews. And Mitch Ward can be there as the mentor, but all you needed was 4 guys. Because the more people you add on to, then some people have to fall by the wayside because you can't spend enough time on every single character. So some characters are going to suffer. That's the problem when you get ensemble groups that get bigger and bigger. But despite all that I said there, oh, another CG that's not too great is when Stone Cold Steve Austin's character is on fire. It's not that great. But the reason I enjoy this film, first off, it was just such fun to see all these guys in the same movie. And I could tell Stallone worked his ass off, not only by the documentary on this, but I thought this had the right tone, which then they completely disregarded in the next 2 films. Like, even though it had some CG enhancements, it was a rated R movie. You still had some blood in there, you had some cursing in there, mainly for Bruce Willis. Because I love that scene where he goes, if you take this money, you tried to fuck me. I'm gonna chop you into fucking dog treats. I love that. And this was just a lot of fun to watch. I love the finale. It's my favorite finale of the Expendables films. It had that, I don't want to say grittiness. I, down to earth might not be the right way too, but I keep saying tone, where my problem with the second film, one of my problems, I should say, is it tried to be a bit more humorous and almost to the point it was a parody. Like it's a parody sketch. Little skit. Like, hey, do you get it? We're old, and these are we're old action guys. And the third film, it was, hey, we want the Fast and Furious crowd, so we need younger folks, so let's have the Expendables disappear for 50 minutes of the movie, and let's actually go for PG-13. Some people say this in the second one would try and go for PG-13 as well, but the third one decided to go the extra effort and have these guys disappear for like 50 minutes of the fucking movie. Like, this had the right tone, because a lot of those 80s, 90s action films that we love are serious films. They can have humor, they can have levity. Commando is a very funny movie on purpose. But Arnold himself is serious. Think about it. Other than the opening when he's having fun with his daughter, having fun with the ice cream, when his daughter's been kidnapped, he is down the business. He don't give a fuck if you're in his way. He's going to go through you. He's going to tear you apart. He's going to chop your arm off. He's going to scalp you with a saw blade. He's going to lift your ass up, upside down, and throw your ass off a cliff. Because I lied. He was serious. Rambo's films are serious. Tango and Cash, there's fun. It's a very funny movie. But there's also quite a bit of seriousness in there too. Especially by the end when they got Terry Hatcher and they both have to stop Jack Palance. I mean, think about the Terminator is a serious movie. Conan Barbarian is a serious movie. The Running Man is funny, but Arnold, he's like, hey, how's it going? No, he's saying those lines straight face. That's what made it funny. It wasn't that, hey, Sub-Zero. Now it's Plane Zero. Now, when he said it serious, here's Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero. It's being the seriousness that makes it sincerely funny. But when you watch that film, it is a serious film of life and death, and characters they enjoy die. Like Yaphet Kotto, and I forget the actor's name with the glasses. And that's the tone that this had. And that's part of the reason why I think this is the best one. It had the tone. It just needed to fix a couple things. More practical, less CG. Keep the camera still, which I'll give that to Expendables 2. I'll give that point to it. It did keep the camera more still. I'll give that. And it just needed to fix a few things, but they decided that, oh, this was the wrong tone, so let's go. That's not the only reason I have problems with those, but it's one of them. I thought the action scenes in the finale was fun. I love Stallone with the two guns in the truck, coming out of the truck. The getting the it's fun, but it's in a sincere way, not in a hey, do you get it way that the sequels did. Yeah, there's a helicopter we gotta blow up. Hey, Terry Crews, you pick this thing up, you throw it, I'm gonna shoot it, boom, 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 just blow up. We get out of the way. And it was sincere in what it was doing. Yeah, that's the way to blow up, let's do it. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And it was cool to see, I mean, and sadly, of all the three films, Jet Li has the most to do in this movie. And I was like, I wish he had more in the film. That's something that you could have done in the sequel. But no, he has one fight scene, then he disappears. He's never in the movie again. He does even less in part 3. It's like they, in my opinion, they went such the wrong route for this. Stumbling on my words. Like with this film, the way it opens, I love it. Dolph Lundgren is such a badass in this movie. First off, it's cool to see him and Sly in a movie together since Rocky 4. And his terror is so memorable. He has that fucked off gun. Warning shot blows up a pirate where the top half of the pirate's body practically goes against the wall while his laser's still sitting there. Done very bloody and practically. And then Dolph going a little low. I love that. And like you see for the infrared, he shoots another and blows up a guy's head via. You see that via infrared that the Expendables are wearing. And he's a crazy guy who has a drug problem. And then in the sequels, they go, well, Dolph, you don't talk about whale ass in the sequel, and you don't sneeze, blow your nose, and say that's Einstein's theory, relativity. And then the third one, you don't pretty much disappear except you're in the tank for about 10 seconds. See, I don't understand the thinking behind this. If I watch this film, I go, wow, Jet Li and Dolph Lundgren have some animosity. I enjoy the fight. I will admit the director's cut of this, the fight is edited a bit better. But it was cool to see Dolph and Jet Li have a fight. I don't know, originally Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sly offered it, but then Van Damme said no. And there's various rumors you hear as to why Van Damme said that. I don't know which one to believe, because I hear so many different things. Either he didn't want to lose to Jet Li, or he wanted to try to do different stuff in his career, because then this is around the same time JCVD was coming out, or he was working on another movie. I don't know what. I heard all those things, and it could be something completely different. I don't know. But I love the way it opened. I even like the humor there. They have a firefight, and after it, what's that? Statham goes, I'm getting a text. And Sly goes, excuse me? Which that's cut out in the director's cut of this, but I like that moment of levity. And Sly and Statham shooting the pirates. And I thought Sly and Statham worked well together. I liked Sly's look in the film. I should think he should have kept that for the sequels. I don't know why every sequel decided to change his look. And the second one, he looks like he had a porno mustache. And then the third one, he just clean shaven, like normal. But I like the look he had in this. One thing I do like about the director's cut is after that, there's a fun little intro with this really cool song called Sinner's Prayer. So I know someone asked, which do you like, the director's cut or this one more? I don't know. If I could do a blending of the two, that would be great. Because in this, they cut out stuff that I thought didn't need to cut out, but it added, some better editing, some of the fight scenes. It added the song at the end, finale, Diamond Eyes, boom lay, boom lay, boom. That song is playing in the director's cut, I should say. Forgive me. In the director's cut, that song is playing in the finale, Diamond Eyes by Shinedown. And the fight between Dolph and Jet Li is edited a bit better. And you have the Sinner's Prayer after that whole shootout with the pirates, and it shows the credits there. And I like that stuff. But it also cuts down some of the violence, which you see in the theatrical cut. It cuts out certain scenes that I felt didn't need to be cut. Like in this one with I'm getting a text, that's in the theatrical but not in the director's cut. Also, they made Statham and Stallone's relationship more antagonistic in the director's cut, while here is more friendly, and I like the more friendly version. So, like a blending of the two, that'd be the best version, in my opinion. But I like the little bit of business between Dolph Lundgren and Jet Li, where Dolph wants to hang a pirate, and Jet Li gets them, hey, we don't do that, and Dolph has a knife to Jet, and Sly tells him to put the gun down, and later on they get in a fight. I would love to see both of them do more with that in the sequel, but we're not going. That didn't happen. You had little hints of it at the beginning of the sequel, but then Jet Li disappeared. Mickey Rourke, who never came back, I know I think at one point he was going to do the second one, but he did not want to work with Jean-Claude Van Damme because they both, I think Mickey Rourke hated Van Damme from Double Team when they worked together on that. So I'm guessing that's why he wasn't in the second one. I don't know why he wasn't in the third one then. Maybe he just didn't. I don't know. But he thought he did a good job as Tool. Hey, brother, don't you ever sleep? And he's a tattoo artist guy. And I thought he had some. It was nice to see the two of them since Dick Carter. I know him and Stallone have been friends for a while. And I like Mickey Rourke. I've always enjoyed him as an actor. I thought he did a good job here. You know, making fun of Jason Statham. Hey, I'm going to paint a tattoo of a web on your face and put like a spider. And so, Eric Roberts is your bad guy. I think I remember reading at one point. No, that was the sequel. I think in the sequel at one point Tom Sizemore was going to be the villain because I remember reading an interview with Tom Sizemore because he's been friends with Sly since Lockup. I think that's the sequel actually. Then I don't know what happened after that, but Eric Roberts, you know, coming back with Stallone after The Specialist. I love Eric Roberts. He's a very underrated actor. Nice to see him as the villain. Sly meets up with Mr. Church, Bruce Willis's character, inside a church. And Arnold comes in, and I love that scene. It was great to see those guys together on the screen. It was fun to see Sly and Arnold busting each other's chops, ribbing each other. Why don't we have dinner? When? In 1,000 years. And then Bruce Willis chiming in, you're not going to start sucking each other's dicks now, are you? And they looked at Bruce Willis. And I'm like, was that in the script? And then when Arnold says, no, I'm not going to do it, let's him do it. He loves playing the jungle, right? See, that's a breaking the fourth wall, like probably a nod to Rambo. That makes a lot more sense than literally saying who's next Rambo in the sequel. Like, that one is a bit more clever. And I get what you did there, and I thought that was more fun. That was less cringeworthy to me. And I love that Bruce Willis just goes off cursing on Sly. I love that. You take this money. You try to fuck me. Me and my people chop you into little fucking dog treats. And that's why I thought in a sequel, Bruce Willis would be the villain, the mastermind villain, and then, I don't know, maybe hire Arnold's team to go against Stallone's team? And then, like, I know I was talking with my friend Effrey way back when, who's on Arnold's team? And, you know, it'd be Bruce Willis is the villain and Arnold versus Sly. And then that'd be the finale, Arnold and Sly facing each other off, the leader of both teams. But that's not what we got, because everyone has to be a good guy. No one can be a bad guy. Bruce Willis is a good guy. Arnold's a good guy. Chuck Norris is a good guy. The only bad guys like Van Damme, Scott Adkins, Mel Gibson, and Eric Roberts. This entire franchise. I'd still call Steve Austin. Shit, man. I think Dolph Lundgren, he's easily one of my favorite parts in this film when Dolph Lundgren's on screen. He has a present to him while he's talking with Sly. You don't tip me out, huh? You can't trust me? I thought Dolph did a great job, which is why I don't know why they took a shit on him in the sequels. Made him do nothing. And then I wish Dolph got more stuff to do after this. No, you know what Dolph got after this? He got a fucking Uwe Boll movie called In the Name of the Team 2. That piece of shit. That's the best he could get. A sequel to a shitty Jason Statham movie. Direct-to-video sequel by Uwe Boll. Fucking Dolph, man. He gets fucked over so many times. I know he's in the Aquaman. But I don't... Great, the superhero I give the shit least about. I'd rather have him play Cable in Deadpool 2. But no, I'm sure they didn't give him the chance. Instead, he's going to play a minor role in Fuck a Man, Roman Reigns of the Sea, Beastmaster of the Sea, Beast Aftershave, Part 2. Fucking Aquaman. God damn it. Dolph Lundgren gets fucked over so much. That's why I consider Dolph one of the most underrated action stars. I'm like, I love Red Scorpion. I love Icon One Piece. I mean, I did Dolph Lundgren reviews. A lot of them had to take down because of copyright. Because I made an intro, put on each one of them, and then they got copyrighted, so I had to take them down. Because that guy, Shodan Little Tokyo, I mean, a lot of great ones. Men of War. Which I think Men of War, his character's named Gunner, just like in this movie. His character's name is Gunner. But anyway, Jet Li, I wish he had more to do in the film, but when he was there, it was cool. Yeah, I need more money for my family. What family? My family. Sly and Statham. It would have been nice if Jet Li could have come along too to give him more screen time instead of just Sly and Statham. Looking back on it, but I like their back and forth more in the theatrical cut. They meet a contact. Sly and Statham later on take on these troops. Sly gets this guy bone crushing, taking him down. Statham's good with the knives, fucking people up left and right with the knives, cutting people's throats out. Sly saves Statham by shooting the guy. Are you crazy? Couldn't kill me. You're welcome. I thought that was a fun scene. Sly comes in, shoots 3 more guys to get to the plane, but the girl won't go with them. Statham starts the plane. Sly's running. I love the run he does down the pier, running full force. The jump, getting into the plane. Tell Statham to go back. They dump this gasoline on this pier, and then Statham shoots. I mean, Sly dumps the gasoline on the pier, and then Statham shoots this flare. Very well done practical sequence where they blow up this entire pier, fireballs and all. Love that scene. Thought that was a really cool action scene. I enjoy the action scenes. The beginning is short, but it's bloody. I mean, just Dolph Lundgren shooting a guy in half. Low. The fight scene Statham and Sly has against these troops. Thought that was fun. Getting down and dirty. Blowing up this pier. I liked the way that was shot. I thought that was really cool. Some nice wide shots. It was, real plane going by the pier, real pier being blown up. And by that time, Dolph Lundgren sees Steve Austin, Eric Roberts. Jason Statham has this little thing going on with his kind of girlfriend. I think her name is Charisma Carpenter in real life. I remember she was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show. I think she was the character Cordelia. Might be mistaken on that, so don't hold me to it. But he finds out that she's been punched in the eye, and Statham doesn't like that, so he finds the fucker at a basketball court, and he just beats the fuck out of these guys. And he's like, next time, I'm going to deflate all your balls. And he puts the knife down, but it's on the basketball. This time I'm going to cut your balls off, shove it in your mouth. I love that scene. And then Mickey Rourke, he has a great dramatic moment, which they changed in the director's cut, which I don't get, because it worked perfectly in this cut, where Mickey Rourke's talking about this woman back in the day, and he got a feeling she was going to jump. He didn't do anything. He just kept walking, and she did jump. And he realized, he lost a bit of his humanity and soul to allow that to happen and do nothing. And by the end, he kind of breaks down, but subtly. But then you watch the director's cut, and he doesn't break down. He's just almost a stone face. And I'm thinking, why did you change that, Sly? I mean, it's a director's cut. Sly directed, so I don't know. I don't get some of the changes in the director's cut he did. I really don't. So I thought that was a nice talk. Sly decides to go back, and Jet Li comes with them. It was just cool to see Stallone and Jet Li in the same scene, in the same shot. So I'm going. Just drive. I like the little back and forth. That's why I wish I could have seen more of Jet Li in the film, more in the sequel. Like I said, maybe Stallone and Statham, maybe Stallone and Jet Li going off and doing something, and then Statham and Dolph Lundgren together. Mix it up. But they didn't do that in the sequel, which was disappointing. By letting Jet Li going on, I work harder than the rest. No, you don't. Yes, I do. I get hurt. The hole is bigger. When I gotta walk farther because you're smaller. Yes. And they get shot at. And it's a bit shaky, the car chase, but I still have fun with it. Especially when the truck Stallone's driving. I swear it's a pickup version of the car in Cobra. I swear. It's like if you took the car in Cobra, the Mercury, but you made it into a truck. That's this. Get up there. Why me? Because you're smaller. I like that. Dolph's chasing them. Get into a crash. Jet Li versus Dolph. I think that's a fun scene. Again, it is better edited in the director's cut, but I have fun with that scene. Sly shoots Dolph somewhere in the shoulder, gets some info. Everyone else is at the plane. They go with them. I would have win. I know you would have win. And the finale. I love the finale. Oh, Gary Daniels. I should mention it was cool that Gary Daniels is one of the villains with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He gets in a little fight with Jason Statham, Jet Li. That was cool. Nice to see Gary Daniels in there. This cool way that Jet Li picks his foot up and comes down on Gary Daniels and breaks his neck. The fight between Stallone and Stone Cold Steve Austin, which that fight resulted in Stallone getting a broken neck. And that's how hard Sly worked in this. He got a fucking neck broken and he still directed the rest of the movie. So I think that's the thing with this film is that Sly had a lot to prove. And so in the sequels, okay, he took it more easy. Which I looked at that fight between him and Van Damme, and that's really, really, literally one of the most disappointing fight in movie history to me. Because Stallone and Van Damme are two of my favorite action stars of all time, and that fight fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Van Damme's doing the best they can, but it fucking sucks. I'll say that point blank. But you got here you have great moments like Terry Crews coming in with his shotgun. Which this is the only Expendables film where that shotgun has some balls to it. People get blown up to bits from it, into chunks, but then in the sequels they tame it down. I mean, even in this, when they talk about how each one has a little miniature warhead, and Terry Crews shooting towers and it blows up. Why isn't that in the sequels? Of course, it's not in the third film because it's PG-13. Why isn't it in the second one? Arnold has that gun. Why isn't he blowing up things in their explosions and blowing people up into chunks of meat? Why? Someone can explain that to me. Why? When Terry Crews doing this really cool. A great scene, they're throwing grenades, blowing stuff up. Jet Li jumps and throws this grenade and blows up in this wall of fire to blow up a lot of the munitions. Jet Li gets some action. Jason Statham's getting some action with his knife. Stallone, two-gunner, boom, boom, boom. Or it's shit shooter, fast reload, everyone getting their moments. And in the theatrical cut, it's the music is the score. If you watch the director's cut, it's the Shinedown song, Diamond Eyes, which I thought that was cool. I like that in the director's cut. Not everyone likes that, but I like that. So again, it just depends which cut you see. And I love the bit when throwing the missile and then Stallone shoots it and blows up the helicopter. I love that. That's what remind me of stuff in Rambo 3. Fuck it, have him shoot up a helicopter with a C4 tipped explosive arrow. Fuck it, let Terry Crews throw this missile, this and Stallone shoot it with his hand and blow up the helicopter. That's what I loved about it. It was fun. And then Sly gets to Eric Roberts, and Eric Roberts like, "Why'd you come for me?" And Sly goes, "I didn't come for you, dipshit. I came for her." He shoots Eric Roberts. Jason Statham throws a knife at Eric Roberts. The CG is wonky. That's one of the faults it does have. I can't disagree with people who complain about that. It is a fault. Doesn't ruin the movie for me, but it is a fault. I love the way it ends, where they're all at the bar, and again, for this weird change in the director's cut, which it's why between the two, I'll probably say I like the theatrical cut more. Just the weird changes Sly did. Some of them were better, some of them were worse. Again, if there's a million of the two, that to me would be the best version. But in the theatrical cut, when Jet Li's like, "I would have win," to Dolph, and Dolph goes, "Sure," and then smiles. But then the director's cut, like the Dolph smile, that's in the theatrical cut. And the director's cut, Dolph's like very serious and goes, "Sure," like very mean and angry. I'm like, why is he being mean and angry? But what the hell? Like, it works better in the theatrical cut. And then Statham and Rourke having this knife throwing contest, and you have Jason Statham win. And I love that. And then again, depending on which version you see, and the theatrical cut, I think it's The Boys Are Back in Town. The Boys Are Back in Town. I think that's what it is. I know in the director's cut it's Diamond Eyes again. Which I'm like, well, why wasn't that in the theatrical cut? Made sense. It was in all the trailers. And that's the thing. When I saw the trailer to this, oh man, I'm like blown away. Great time in the theater. While it does have some misses, Randy Couture, I don't give a shit about him bitching about his cauliflower ear. It's the CG, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who gets in a fight with Randy Couture. Randy Couture punches him, and Steve Austin's on fire. That looks bad. Some of the CGI blood looks bad. Some of the camera, less shaky, would be appreciated. Would like to see more Jet Li. But I love the action scene at the end. I think it's a fun finale. The car chase, although a little bit shaky, that was fun. Statham and Stallone beating up the troops, blowing up the pier, uh, Dolph blowing up a guy in half, a little low. That was fun stuff. I like the scene between Sly, Bruce, and Arnold, and Bruce just cussing the shit out of Sly. I think the acting, Stallone does a good job. Jason Statham, nice to see those two guys together. Jet Li, for a little bit, he did fine. I liked the fight between him and Dolph. It was cool to see those two guys together. I like the scene where Statham beats the shit out of those guys on the basketball court. It moved at a good enough pace. Eric Roberts, Steve Austin as the bad guys, they did fine. And I just liked the tone in this. I thought the tone in this worked the best of the three Expendables films. And this was definitely an event movie that I never thought any of us would ever see. And love that cover too. It's a really cool cover. And just, it was an entertaining popcorn movie that I really do enjoy. I still enjoy to this day. Still think it's a lot of fun. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And yes, I will revisit the two sequels. See you later.